Okay. Hello everyone. Am I visible and audible?
Yes,
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 ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So today I'll start with the day two class. So okay. So what exactly happened? Yes. So I'll start with the theory of dreaming, which Freud gave, and it's known as the dream work theory. Any idea what is dream work theory? Anyone? Any idea? Anything you know about dreams or anything you know about dream walk, you can tell. Not an issue. Okay. I'll go ahead with dream work. So dream work was basically nothing. It was a process which Freud said it's a process by which our unconscious minds alters the true meaning. Like for example, the true meaning in a lesser disturbing way. For example, every single day, for example, I'm giving this example. Every single day, I am saying that I am dying or someone is stabbing me. So it's more of the disturbing dream which I'm getting every single day. So what exactly dream work does as per Freud, that dream work is altering the meaning of this true sense. Stabbing means that something down. If I talk about the meaning, that means somewhere down the line I have a relationship with a partner which is very toxic. So he says that if I have to go by the theory of dreaming or the dream work, that means where all these disturbing thoughts are coming up, but in a lesser disturbing way. Am I clear with this? What exactly was the theory?
yes,
Okay. Next is, as I said in the first class, that what is manifest content and what is the latent content. So manifest content are the thing which we are seeing, which we are actually seeing in our dream. For example, if I had to take the example of the stabbing again, that what exactly is the manifest content? The manifest content is that each and every single night I am seeing that someone is stabbing me or I am stabbing someone. But if I have to say what is the latent meaning, is that the interpretation of this stabbing, what the stabbing means. For example, again, you have to take the actual situation after taking the case record, everything. Now, stabbing, it happens with the knife. For some, knife represent pennies. For some, knife represent the original knife. Now you have to understand that why the individual is stabbing. You have to question. You can go with the flow of free association, which I'm going to talk in the upcoming slides. But if you have to ask that what exactly, for example, if you are dealing with sexual clients, you can encounter clients are coming up and telling that, ma'am, I don't have a good, healthy sexual life with my wife. Before the any sort of sexual activities only, premature ejaculations happen. For them, knife is a symbolization of penis. But for example, if you are seeing a girl or a boy uh, who has just seen that someone had stabbed, that can repeatedly come off in their sleep. So Latin content is what it's actually what exactly you are coming out, or what exactly as a therapist or as a practitioner you are making from the dream. Am I clear what are the two types, Latin and manifest? Okay. Now, in dream work, Freud came up with four different types of terms by which you can interpret. Number one is condensation. Now, condensation definitely had to do with some sort of unconscious mind. I'm going to talk about the types of mind. But first, you have to understand how the unconscious mind condenses between this. So, unconscious mind is basically a mechanism. In condensation, it's an unconscious mechanism by which a dream is coming up. For example, every single night or every alternative nights, I am saying that my mother is killing me or my mother is stabbing me. So, what would be the content session? Stabbing. Leaving every items, stabbing with what? It can be with a simple pain also. Stabbing over here. I had a client, a baby, not a baby, but in the adolescence, she said that every single day she used to see her mother-in-law is stabbing her. Sorry, mother-in-law, not it's her mother, stepmother. She's stabbing her over here. So what is this? Knife represent knife, stabbing, and as because it was the stepmother, we have to take in consideration of the stepmother also. And the conclusion was very simple that the mother relationship, the daughter and mother relationship was not as good as the biological mother. So condensation is nothing but it's the work of our unconscious mind. Next is displacement. It's a process of defense mechanism. Now, displacement can occur in two ways: a mature defense and an immature defense. For example, if displacement is coming, again in terms of Freud, if I have to say, people we generally resonate something of displacement. For example, let me give an example of a school girl. She had a bad relationship again with her mother. She was in class 8 or 9. Now she can't do anything to her mother. So what is her displacement? And it is a immature displacement for her every single day. And it was only for 1 month. I can tell, I forgot what was the case actually, but she said that every single day she was resonating her mother with a pig. Every and her mother was standing, that is the pig was standing under the sky, and it was a river, something was there, a pool or river, something was there. We had to take a time to come to the process that yes, the pig or something of that is a displacement for her mother. Now if it is was a mature defense, we obviously we all use mature sort of displacements. For example, I am angry with my father, so it's not that I'm going to tear the pages or I'm going to shout at my father or something. What exactly I'm going to do? I'm going to start with painting. Or as soon as I'm leaving the situation, I'm going to start listening to the songs. People do see dream of this sort also. So displacement, it has to be of two types, mature and immature. You have to find out if it is as if it is in a mature one, proper therapy can be given. But if it is a immature defense or immature displacement, you have to start doing CBT along with art therapy. Then only you can figure it out what exactly is the cause of immature defense. Because generally, I have seen with the school students, they don't use a mature form of defense mechanism. All sort of immature defense mechanism they uses. Next is secondary elaboration or secondary revision. Now in secondary revision or elaboration, what it happens, it's a replacement of the repressed idea or our wishes. For example, I had a client, and still she is a client. Every single day he is seeing that he's climbing up a ladder, and the ladder is as big as fourth floor or fifth floor. So on the fourth or fifth session, the psychiatrist said me that Shraddhanjali, go on asking why the ladder, why only the ladder. And I was quite confused because for the last, like for the fourth session, for the four, five, six or seven session, he was not saying anything. He was just constantly bombarding the session that I am seeing a ladder which is similar to fifth floor or fourth floor. Now it's quite absurd that a ladder can be that similar. Now, when I started asking him about his wishes on his personal, professional life, he said, I wanted to be a scientist, but unfortunately, due to financial crisis, I could not turn up to be a scientist. So he is just replacing that in terms of ladder, that every single day he's climbing the ladder for 4 to 5 hours and then he's coming back. So, ladder, the climbing of the ladder represents his professional achievements, which he could not do. Am I clear with secondary revision or secondary elaboration? Okay. Symbolization. Now, symbolization is pretty similar, like pretty easy. The symbols which we see in our dream. Now, I'll tell up my own thing. Last week, my elder brother, though my cousin, we all cousins are very close to each other, he committed suicide. He was under the treatment of psychiatrist and therapist both. And I was going on, I was having a conversation with Sachi that he is in Mumbai. So could Sachi take up the case? Because this therapist, what I feel, she was not equipped, because the history was like this. My brother was in a relationship with a girl since last 3 or 4 years. On the day of marriage, everything was finalized on the day of marriage, and on that day, the registry was supposed to be taken place. That girl ran away from the mandap, and my brother went into trauma. Now somewhere that therapy was being done for 1 long years. He was under meditation as well as therapy. He was picture perfect. Now again he got married with a girl, my bhabhi, and my bhabhi after 1 year she conceived, and we were like in the cloud. I was like, okay, I am going to become a PC and something happened, and my bhabhi had a issue with her stomach, and the baby has to be and it was a miscarriage. Again my brother's elder brother, he went into trauma, and it was, and this time he was not being able to bear, and he was having a thought that मेरे लिए ये सब हो रहा है. What happened exactly? After a few days, he tried to commit suicide, but certainly, luckily, we were being able to bring him back with the therapy, and he was going good. But with this therapist, he was not being able to resonate, because the therapist, uh, she was saying something which was being very triggering for my brother for the last 14 to 15 days. My aunt said me everything. I had a word with my brother, but nothing happened. At last, he committed suicide, and from that single day, this water bottle, he, my brother, this sip, he had gifted me on my birthday last year. Every single day, though I don't, because this, if I take this in my bed, if I'm sleeping, I can't sip it down because the water will be flowing in my bed. And this water or this sip, I resonate it with my brother. And what is the symbol? It's a triangle. So after my brother, it has been almost 1 week. It has been not 1 week. Yes, mostly coming tomorrow would be 1 week. I am getting the symbols every single day. Like that is the triangle, because my brother has a triangle. I had a triangle tattoo over here. Most of our cousin have a triangle tattoo of triangle. So what is happening? Displacement is happening. Again, what is happening? So I am getting these symbols. That is the symbolization. Any sort. I said a personal story. Symbols, matlab any symbols which the like client is seeing, and you have to ask what is the color of the symbol, what is the size of the symbol, because size do matters. And if you are well about the color psychology, you have to do the interpretation of color also. So these are the four sort of processes on dream work which Freud gave. Any doubt over here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now
Ma'am,
evaluation of, yes, yes, doctor.
and
Yes.
I can follow the example to your own experience
Yes, I shared my own experience.
related to this content, ma'am.
I did with symbolization, the symbols.
Symbols.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now evaluation of dream work. Now when there is a theory, the theory has to be criticized by some other psychiatrist, psychotherapist, everyone. And it's a pretty fact. Now, what is the evaluation of it? Like, it's very subjective. Dreams are pretty subjective. Like, for example, as I said about symbolization, I am seeing triangle. For something else, you can see that triangle is coming for me because I lost my elder brother. It can be someone is in a relationship, a triad relationship, and that individual is seeing a triad symbol. So it's very subjective. It doesn't have to do anything. And always you have to keep in mind, it's not very true that whatever you are saying, the client will agree that yes, ma'am, it happens. It's not in that way, because are not only very subjective, dreams are very peculiar also. For example, take it a color of red. Red means aggression, right? But if a client is coming up to you and she or he, anyone, or they or them, a queer client is also saying, ma'am, every single day I'm seeing a circle in which a red color is there. But the client, and it has been almost 3 months you are seeing the client is not at all aggressive. So what is that? You can't tell the client, or you can't label the client that yes, you are very aggressive. You can't do. And hence, again, you have to come back to the shades. What is the shade? A lighter or a deeper? So, dream in that way, other therapists, especially Carl Jung, criticize that dreaming is very subjective and it's not relatable with other therapy. With other therapy in terms of CBT, REBT, SFBT, narrative therapy, client centered therapy, nothing. So, number one. Next is what exactly happens. Dream is very biological. Now I know this symbolization. After a few months, I'm not going to see the triangle, because it was not previously. I used to see triangle every day. After I lost my elder brother, I am getting, not only I, most of our cousin are getting the picture of that triangle. It's very biological in nature. And hence the evaluation also come up. Evaluation means criticisms or the negative effects or the negative side effect of a therapy. And next is one of the most important thing which other therapists said. We always tell that dreams are our unconscious thing which is coming up in front of in form of dream. So think it in this way: if some unconscious thing is coming, that means brain is representing some unwanted memory, right? So is it harmful that we are getting that sort of memory? What do you all think? For example, I do have issues with water. Every single night, if I'm seeing that I'm drowning in water, don't you think my sleep cycle would be disturbed? It would be disturbed because I am phobic to water. Some event or some therapist also gave this thing that it's brain is sending the signal and it has to be on the disturbing sleep pattern. And hence some said sleep disorder, especially insomnia, happens for this reason. Am I clear with the evaluation part? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Again, next, one of the most side effect of dream. This was the side effect of dream walk. Now, this is the side effect or the negative effect of dream. As I said, you can't give a measurement. For example, take my own example that for triangle, you can if you ask me that what is the whole duration you are seeing the triangle, I won't be able to tell you. I can't tell you that for 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, or for half an hour I'm seeing. It's coming and going, it's coming and going. I'll tell like this. So no one can measure dream. No one. Next, as I said, dreams are very subjective. For example, as I said, triangle for me symbolizes my brother. Triangle for someone can be that. Or if taking for this, water. I am phobic with water. For some, that individual is swimming in water. That has to be a positive side. So dreams are pretty subjective. And third is you can't remember your dream. Now, people think that you can remember every single line of dream. It's true. Somewhere deep down, it's true. But always we can't remember. Even for me also, I can remember most of the thing. If giving a percentage, 80%. 20%, I don't know what I'm seeing. It can be anything. Next is whatever I as a client is telling, as a therapist, you might get confused. As I said, that whatever you are telling, that the interpretation means these. For example, taking the example of pregnancy, every single day our client can see that I am getting pregnant. A mother, or not even a mother, a lady who is saying that you are getting pregnant, or the client is getting pregnant. Now pregnancy means you are welcoming someone, right? You are welcoming the baby. Now if a client at the age of 70, she says that every single day I'm seeing a pregnancy, that I am pregnant, do you think you can tell this, that you are supposed to welcome someone? We can't tell. Even also we can't tell that you are supposed to welcome any sort of new relationship, because at the age of 70 or 75, what relationship she'll develop? So we can't tell. And as an interpreter or as a practitioner, somewhere we are always incorrect, particularly in terms of dream. Not every time, but most of the time. And hence, if you see the rate of dream therapy practitioner, I would be very honest, it's not even 5.5. If you are only practicing dream and if you are doing only dream interpretation, I'm not talking about abroad, the Western culture, I'm talking about Indian scenario. Uh, and if you have a Google review or any sort of feedback, you are always supposed to get 4.5 or even 5 if it is of 10. Because you can't be totally correct, because dream is very subjective. For example, green means healing up, but for some, green can be a phobic color also. My bhabhi has a phobia of green color. Now she used to see every single day after she got married with my brother. She was saying that it's a green color wedding. The lehenga was green color, though it was not green color. She was having a issue with color green, and hence she was saying that. Now, if I tell her that it's a process of healing, she would have slapped me. So you can't tell exactly what is that, but yes, you can always help. Fifth point is that yes, and most important, only what the dreamer says can be used. You can't put up any other inputs. Like for example, if a lady is telling at the age of 40 that I am, and though the lady is from very uh, below poverty area, and she's seeing that she's climbing a tree or she's climbing a ladder. Now, somewhere ladder, not only ladder, but climbing up anything means achieving, or it's a fulfillment of your career. You can't tell, okay, it's a ladder. No, 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 it can't be a ladder. Sorry, it's a tree. No, it can't be a tree. It has to be a ladder. You can't give the input. Whatever the dreamer or the client is telling, you have to believe that and you have to go accordingly. And also, you have to be very sure that whatever the client is telling, it's not always true. Because Abhi, everything is available online. They know how to make up stories. They exactly know how to make up stories. They come to a therapist and they know that, okay, I have to tell my therapist this. Then only, because I have school students, and in front of mother they say something, that this is I'm the getting the dream of this. In father, they are in front of father, they are saying something. In front of principal ma'am or the class teacher, they are saying something. Now as a practitioner, it is next to impossible that you can remember, okay, she's saying this in front of mother, this in front of father. It's not possible. And it's also not possible that you are going to have the diary, okay, what is your name, let me see, that this is you, this is the exact thing you said in front of your mother, father and principal ma'am. This is quite manipulative. Dream, as per the dreamers, are quite manipulative. They know how to manipulate the session. So only if you are practicing dream, it's, I won't say it's unethical, but it's on a riskier path, because you have to believe entirely on the story of the client, and it's not always true. Am I clear about the negative sides? Okay. Next is what Freud said about dream. Now, any idea what did Freud said about dream or something? Anything? Basically, when the term psychoanalysis was formed, it was 1896. It was formed in the year 1896. And Freud was born in 1856. Now, when he termed the term psychoanalysis, he said, whatever we are dreaming is just the fulfillment of our dream and nothing else. Now, here also he was criticized. I'll come up. Now, people tell, if I talk about the cognitive theory in the next class, I'm going to talk about the cognitive theory and this physiological theory. He said that whatever we want to be, we are seeing that exact particular dream. It's not always true. But as per Freud, when he came up with dream, he not only came up with him, he was also using the uh, term, or he was also using free association. Now, free association is whatever I'll tell. Now, for example, if I'll tell mother, I won't give my client any sort of time. Whatever he thinks mother, the client is supposed to tell. Now, if I tell love, whatever the thing which comes first, he has to tell, and it has to be within a fraction of second. It can't be like the client, you are giving time to the client. Free association is very, I would say, it's a very good technique with school students, particularly with the issues with communication gap with the parents. But he said, whatever you want or whatever you want to be, you are seeing in form of dream. Here also he got the criticism that no, if I individually seeing that he is dying, that doesn't mean he wants to die. And if you read about the book, in the book of interpretation of dream by Freud, the book was written in 1899 or 19 something, I forgot. He said over there in the book, he said it has to be in that fact. But you think it in this way, if I'm seeing that I am stabbing someone, do you think that I have to stab someone? No. Their dream analysis or psychoanalysis was criticized. Now, criticize was on a huger part. Now, if for example, if you ask me, I been following Freud's work, or I been reading the book of Freud, I feel it's, again, it's a disclaimer, it's only my opinion. Out of 10, maximum 8.5 I can give that his theory was being criticized. So now you can understand how much the intensity of criticism of his theory was, though most of his theory was not being criticized, only this. Now, what is the theory of mind? Now, as per Freud, there were three theory of mind: id, ego, and superego. Now, what is id? Id is the pleasure principle. It works on the pleasure principle. Ego is the realistic principle. I'm going to give example so that you all can understand. And ego, superego, yes. And superego is the moral principle. Now, for example, uh, I want to kiss my boyfriend. Okay. And I am not seeing anything right now, whatever is going on in the generation. Let me give it this way. I'm not seeing anything. And whether I'm in the public transport, whether I'm standing in the platform, that is the train platform, I am hugging my boyfriend and I'm doing a lip kiss. What is that? It works on the it principle, that is the pleasure, because I'm deriving some pleasure by touching him or by kissing him. That is the pleasure principle. Now, if I was on the spectrum of super ego, ego, super ego, if I was on the spectrum of super ego, I would have thought in this way, no, I should not kiss, and I'm not married, right? For example, I'm not married. If I was to be on the moral principle, what would I be thinking? That I would not be kissing my boyfriend because I'm not married and it has to be done. All this sort of sexual intimacy or sexual intercourse have to be done after marriage only. Now, when I'm working on the ego principle, what would I be doing? I would be giving a pause over there. I would look for a perfect moment where no one is there, and then I would have kissed my boyfriend or do any sort of intimacy with my boyfriend.
Ego
So
is the addition of both, which goes appropriately from both
yes,
the sides and fulfills your desires.
yes, yes, Naomi. Am I clear with this example? So here I gave the full, full explanation of uh, the thing, so that at least you all can understand. Though most of you all are from the psychological background, but still, because unless and until we are going for a repetition, we would forget. So am I clear with the example or any other thing? Okay. Uh, yes. Now is the psychoanalytical theory. In psychoanalytical theory, as I said about the manifest and latent, I'm not going to go deeper right now. There were other terms which were Freudian slip. Now, what is Freudian slip? It's nothing but the slip of tongue. In simple language, we say now it's a slip of tongue. For example, I had an ex boyfriend, and right now I am in a relationship with some other. Like I was in a relationship with A, and right now I'm in a relationship with B. Both the names are common, Abhishek and Akash. Abhishek was my ex, Akash is my present. Now, if it is was a Freudian slip, I would have called Akash uh, Abhishek. Now, why? Any idea what Freud said? Why? Why Freudian slip happens? Or why there is a slip of tongue?
Because you wish it was.
Yes. Anything more?
Ma'am, unfulfilled desire.
Yes,
That's why.
unresolved issues. And because I think he is still there with me. It happens with most of us. हम लोग बोलने कुछ जाते हैं और बोल देते हैं कुछ. That means, according to Freud, he thinks it has to be unresolved issues. So Freudian sleep happens as per Freud. I'm not talking about this. And here also Jung gave up criticism that it's not like that. It's not always like that. Because, for example, uh, if taken this example, it can be that I was not on that mindset and I said Akash Abhishek. Doesn't mean I wished that Abhishek was here. It has not to be in that area. But somewhere I feel that yes, not me, but Freud said it was all the unresolved issues which took place or the repressed emotion, and hence slip of tongue or Freudian slips occur. Next is again this Freudian sleep, as I said, it was again being criticized by some other therapist. Now, for example, uh, he has almost been criticized in whole entire of his dream therapy. But if I think it in this way, Freudian slip, in my class of 20 students, 3 or 4 names are quite common. Priyanka Roy, Priyanka Chaturvedi, Priyanka Jaswal, Priyanka so and so. We can also be calling Priyanka Chaturvedi as Priyanka Jaswal, right? Because not only that, I am getting confused because yes, obviously I get confused. It's a true story. Out in a class of 20, 45 students, I have 4 Priyankas very common. And I had to call shorter Priyanka, longer Priyanka, but it's not acceptable like this. But if Freud, if as per Freud, if I had to call Priyanka Chaturvedi as Priyanka Jaswal, it means somewhere I am having unresolved issue with Priyanka Jaswal. But not necessarily because I don't know Priyanka Chaturvedi and Priyanka Jaswal personally. It's only in the class I do meet with them. Not talking about online, but it has to be an offline class because online it's pretty prominent after pandemic. But before, in the term of Freud, online ke it was no nothing. Online kya hota tha, Freud did not know. So he came up with another theory, not theory, term, which is psychological insights. Now, what it happened? It's the meaning of unconscious dream. That means somewhere down the line, I had certain unresolved and unconscious issue with Priyanka Jaiswal, and hence I'm calling Priyanka Chaturvedi as Priyanka Jaiswal, which is not absolutely true. So again, he got criticized on Freudian slip. Next, he got a criticism before coming to this. It is, I'm going to talk about free association. Now, for example, Freud said free association comes from unconscious issues. For example, mother. For most of us, mother means a motherly figure, care, love, pamper. Father means a strict discipline. He said it has to be certain things with our unconscious mind. And again, a criticism was there. For example, if an individual is not having a mother, if I'm telling, if I'm doing free association in my therapeutic setup, and if I'm telling mother, don't you think the individual who don't have mother would be crying? Would be crying. But Freud did not walk on this. Critics walked on this and said that individual would be crying. And hence, again, his free association got criticized. See, whatever term or whatever thing he came up with, partially it can be true. And if you are thinking about the critics, they are also true. It's not that, for example, I lost my elder brother. Now, if someone says me about suicide, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm going to get triggered. But for example, if I'm not walking, previously I did not get any triggering issue because I had worked with suicidal clients. Being a QAP trainer, I had worked with clients, and still in future I would be working. Right now, I give a pause to that sort of clients because I myself am getting triggered. So again, all these things would be coming up because the moment you are working with not only Freud and back that days, even you as a therapist would be on that pitch that other therapists are criticizing you, definitely. But you have to be very strong with your own examples. It can be, it can't be. I'm working on the probability area. I'm not working as a full-time dream therapy practitioner or full-time dream therapist, but I'm combining with other therapy to help the client. And it's pretty true, people are going to criticize. Because if I talk about in India, there are hardly 10 or 15 dream therapists. I'm not talking about dream therapists, sorry, it's psychoanalysts. It's hardly 10 to 15. And if you are talking about dream therapy, it's less than 10 to 15. So you have to be very strict while working, not with the client, but with other colleagues that you would be criticized. Okay. Now, the levels of mind, which I was talking about. So before that, I would be talking about this. Now, level of mind are of three types: conscious, preconscious, unconscious. Now, this iceberg is quite clear. For example, the thing which is there, this one is the conscious one. What exactly is conscious? Whatever is there within your area, whatever you can see or within your awareness level, that is conscious. Next is preconscious. This is the preconscious. Now, preconscious means, for example, if I'm asking what is when you were in class 2, what's the class teacher's name? What was your class teacher name? You would take 5 to 10 minutes, but still you can recall. Or more than 20 minutes, but still you can recall that, okay, 80 madam was there, somewhat this. So pre-conscious means it's not within your area or within not in your range, but still you can recall it. And unconscious means you can't see what is unconscious. The black one, more deeper, which is means you don't want to recall or whatever you can't even recall. Now there are things which hypnotherapist works on this. Most of the hypnotherapists works on preconscious and unconscious level. But please don't confuse that there is a pendulum and as a therapist or as a clinical hypnotherapist, we do like this. No, that is totally bakwas. We mostly work on preconscious and conscious level to get awareness. Now, there was a full theory, not on hypnotherapy, but on past life regression. I forgot the name of the lady. Um, I forgot, but I would definitely be giving the link. She said in most of her video there was a book written on her, and it was being written by some other author. But in that book, I still have the hard copy of the book. It was written in page 112 or 14. Yes, either 12 or 14 in the page, that she used to visit a past life regression therapist, and there she said, and the past life regression therapist worked on her unconscious mind, and then she came back to her like past life. Now this story was, she got married to a lady, like a boy, at a very young age, and it was outside, not outside doesn't mean it's outside India, it was within India. And some the moment she delivered a boy, she died. Shanti Devi, I recalled the case of the reincarnation case of Shanti Devi. Now she delivered a baby boy, and after 10 days or after 15 days she died, and again she was born, a rebirth was happened. And right now she was born in a very rich family, and on her fifth birthday, she was standing alone, and her mother, like, now mother and father, they was quite conscious that what had happened to her daughter. Now she said, I am not a Sikh, I'm her Brahmin, I'm not supposed to eat like non-veg, and this is my history, I'm not going to do. Just for the sake of doing depiction, all the mom and dad went, and she exactly said that where I am supposed to keep the like notes, and the moment they took out the box, the note was being found. So it's a case of reincarnation. So again, a criticism was made with Freud, if you know about the book. So I don't have the soft copy of the book. A comparison of Freud's theory was made with reincarnation, that it can't happen. But being a past life therapist, I literally don't work honestly. But we don't work with the unconscious mind. We work only with the preconscious mind. But certain therapists claim, and even Freud said, if a reincarnation is happening, it has to be on the unconscious part. So Freud's theory has been continuously criticized, and our unconscious mind travels up to 300,000 minutes. Like, you don't know what is happening. Now, for example, if I say you are coming to a public transport, you are sitting behind a lady and you are having a chit chat, that what did you cook, how did you cook. Now your eye catches everything which is happening in the bus, or which is happening in the train in that particular bogie. Now, do you think that you can recall everything? If I say that, was there any red color girl who was there, though the red color uniform girl was there, but you can't recall that because you did not put your notice, and that is the uh, that went into your unconscious mind, not even in your pre-conscious, because you can't recall. And yes, Freud said our unconscious mind are like linked with our parenting, because the moment your parents are very strict, or it's a very toxic relationship with your parents, you have to have certain sort of issues the moment you are growing up. But if it is a friendly environment, it has to be very you are supposed to be very lenient with other the moment you are growing up. So there was a confusion over here also. Like, I grew up in a very, I won't say toxic, my mom and dad were very strict. But right now, the day I was in class 10, I remember whatever I wanted, they gave me. So if I have to pinpoint about Freud's theory over here, also Freud was wrong over here, because I did not being a very, though I was not being a very pampered child, no, but still, right now I'm being the most pampered child. But as per Freud, he said, if you are not a pampered child, that means you are uh, In this theory, that means you are not up to the mark or up to the grade, which is again being criticized because most of us in our ages, we had a very strict parenting. अभी पेरेंट्स लोग को द स्टूडेंट्स वॉट एवर दे वांट दे टेल द पेरेंट्स इवन द पेरेंट्स आर गिविंग देम आईफोन in our age I do not have any iPhone, and even today also I don't have any iPhone. That doesn't mean that I am having a very bad life, or I am misbehaving with my parents, but Freud gave it in this way. Now, yes. So am I clear with the pre-conscious, conscious and unconscious?
Yes,
Okay. Okay. Now, what is conscious and what role does it play? As I said, what is unconscious, we all know they are the deeper desires. Now, if you are walking only with unconscious, you can see with especially the criminal psychologist and forensic psychologist, if you are aware of Pooja Tomar and Kurupa. Kurupa is one of a good friend of mine, and in fact, Pooja is pretty senior. So they tells that the criminals, or being a criminal psychologist and forensic psychologist, they work with the unconscious mind just to pull out whatever things they need, because there are certain machines like a lie detection which works on our unconscious mind. I don't feel so, but exactly what is unconscious, our deeper desires are over there, which we think or which the society won't accept the fact, and so it is being in our unconscious. Especially this theory, there are certain, I won't say queer affirmative therapists, but the one who are full-time dream therapy practitioner, they says that those who are queer, those who are kinners, or those who are trans, they had an issue with their mom especially, and that's the reason they are kinner, they are hijras, or they are queer or trans. But there is a difference between trans and hijras. Hijra is only a profession. Like our profession is as we work as counselors, or we work as school teacher or engineer, anything. Their profession is that. Hijras are completely a profession. Even a boy can dress up like a girl and stand. And it's a cis man. I know in my area there is a cis man who does so because he enjoys wearing the dresses. But he don't have any deeper desire to become a girl, neither to go with any sex surgery, because I had a word with him long time back and he said, no, the moment I'm standing in the traffic, I'm getting more amount. Even in a day, I get a 500. But if I'm walking in any other sector, it's not that per day I'm getting any remuneration. It's at the last of the month I'm getting. So, and this boy was not being criticized, but this boy was being said by some other dream therapy practitioner that there is certain underlying thing that he wants to become a girl, but due to the societal pressure, he can't become a girl, and it has been in his unconscious mind. Freud said our unconscious mind plays a huge role in shaping our personality. Now, for example, if you are a teacher, that means you in your unconscious mind you had certain role or you had certain thought process of serving the students or serving any sort of organization. If you are engineer, it means it's you had certain sort of helping others by giving them a platform. Or if you are a doctor, that means in your unconscious mind it was deeper down that you have to be a powerful somewhere or superior in the superior profession, and hence you are a doctor. These are the things which Freud said. Now this unconscious role also got criticized by other therapists or psychiatrists back that day, that no, we don't know what is happening in our unconscious mind. For example, an individual can have dual role or dual profession. For example, one can be a doctor, one can be an entrepreneur, or one can be a teacher and at the same time a social worker. So, what would Freud be telling them? That means a question mark. Again, Freud was little confused over here, and he said no. He had to be in a domain profession, that is a main profession. Again, Carl Jung came up with a thing that no, 50% she is being like divided into a school teacher, 50% she plays a role of a social worker or social activist. Now what? But Freud did not had any answer. So over here, Freud also got confused because it's pretty true. Like it's not the fact that we play one role. We play so many professions in our life. Like I am pursuing my PhD. I am teaching. I am doing my sessions, OPD session, and also I like dancing. But dancing is not my profession. So what if I am having a full profession, but what was Freud think? That no, it has to be a domain profession. Now, for example, if someone says me, leave teaching, okay, I can leave teaching, I would be concentrating on my sessions. If someone says me, okay, leave your session, concentrate on your teaching, I would be doing so. I would be working on my needs. But Freud denied the fact and he said we work on our unconscious mind, and hence unconscious minds play an important role in our day to day life. Over here, he came up with a okay, the therapeutic came up with these stars. Okay, I would edit therapeutic method, which I talked about, the slip of tongue or the Freudian slip and dream association. Now, to do dream association, if you are doing dream association, I have seen while working with the NGOs, dream association work best with the school, not only with the school students, with the teenagers, with the adolescents, with the childs also. But if you are doing free association with uh, a 30 years old lady or a 40 years old man, they are quite manipulative. Because if someone asks me mother, though I'm having a very honestly, or not honestly, but if for example I'm having a bad relationship with my mother, I am definitely going to tell a loving body, because I'm trying to manipulate this session. And please make sure, if you are doing dream therapy, not even if you are doing dream therapy, if you are doing CBT, REBT, art therapy, any sort of therapy, the client would manipulate the session. Because client right now over there, client firstly they ask, ma'am, what is your qualification? They are going to check you online if you are available in online or not. What are your general reviews? What past participants or past therapy like clients said about you? And then on the first day, they are going to try to manipulate you, especially because they think that they know everything. So if you are working not only as a dream therapy practitioner, if you are working as any therapist or even as a counselor, please be sure that you are going to get manipulated. So for this, you have to know that how to stop manipulation. That is the part of dark psychology, that you have to know how to stop. Somewhere you have to give a full stop, because you can't allow the client to tell, okay, jo bolna hai bolo. It's a 1 hour session. You can't even exit for 1 hour, 5 minutes, because your sessions are lined up. And as a therapist, also, we get hectic. It's a hectic situation. It's not like other consultants only for 5 to 7 minutes or max 10 minutes we are giving the client. So over here, if you are doing free association, psychoanalysis would tell free association 80 years के भी बाद चलता है. But as a dream therapy practitioner, if you ask me, I would tell you can do from 7 years to 17 years, not more than that. Because the moment they are crossing 17, they know what exactly to tell the outsiders. Because we are outsiders. We can't be the best buddy of the client. That okay, you are with me in the social medias, you are going to call me every time, you are going to tell me how are you, madam. It's not like that. So you have to understand which one is happening and and it is happening. Second, the most important therapeutic method of dream work is wish fulfillment. You have to ask the client whether your wish, which whatever wish was there, did it get fulfilled or not. If not, again, you can understand by the sort of dreams they are seeing. If yes, you also can understand by the issues or by the dream they are seeing. Last on the therapeutic method is psychological insight, which means our unconscious desires are getting fulfilled. For example, I had a girl and she said me, and it was only for 3 sessions she came up. She said me that whenever I sleep, I am opening my eyes and I'm imagining 3 boys are kissing me over here, one, one at the back, and one in my stomach. So I asked, do you literally think this can happen? And it was on the second session after taking the brief history. And she was quite manipulative. She said me, I don't want to be a sex worker, but somehow I want to be an escort. I said, what is the difference between sex worker and an escort? She said, sex worker earns somewhere between 10,000 per month. And the moment you are an escort, you can earn more than lakhs per month. And that's the difference she explained me. After that, which I was cross verifying with some other sexologists, and they said yes, it's true, because the moment you are an escort, you are being working with this celebrity, like high profile person, and they are going to give you car, you are going to go, you are going to dress up. And if you are sex worker, you have to stand somewhere, you have to hold a wall, you have to stand somewhere. So escorts are like hush hush types, you don't know who is an escort. But sex worker, you can identify, okay, this banda or this bandi is a sex worker. So you can even identify. And she said me only, and she came to me only for 3 days. Honestly, not 3 days, three session, because she felt that she was not resonating with me. Honestly, because it was pretty clear on my face. And she was only 16 or 17 years, and she said me on the last session, how much do you earn per day or per month? And when the moment I am becoming an escort, I would be earning more than you or more than my mother. And her mother was a minister in my area, father was a IB officer, intelligent bureau officer. So this was her thought process. CBT did not go well with her because it was only for 3 sessions, because every single session, on the third session, she encountered me with a question, how much do you earn? And then the moment she said me, this is my Facebook profile, do you know I am having more than 1 lakh follower and more than 56.7K followers in Instagram? Now could you understand who am I said, do your mom and does know? Why should they know? Because I am earning. And her mother and father are both of the notion that my daughter is a super uh, established model. Yes, she is a model, I won't disagree, but behind the modeling scene, she is an escort as per her. And she said me, if your fees is 2,000, I'm ready to pay you 10,000, because I had vested your full time. And it was on the third session, she took only for 10 minutes. And she, in the hospital, she gave a fees of 10,000, which I again had to return back, because that was not the policy of ours. So this was a highly manipulative session. And as a therapist, I feel that I was not very I don't know what, but I was not very equipped to deal with all this situation, because I deal with sex worker, but this sort of mentality that I would be working would not be going with any sort of therapy, especially dream therapy, because she came up with the issue only dream, that every single night I'm seeing boys over here at the back and in the stomach is kissing me. So what does that mean? So it's pretty difficult. It was a difficult like case, but again, nothing worked for her, because she did not do anything. She did not tell me anything, and she did not want. So yes, quite unfortunate case, and this it was this year itself. So this is the last data. Like this data was being given, like I got it from one of my teacher, that the unconscious mind has by far more data than other two combines. Other two means conscious and pre-conscious. So it is most important that the information are at deeper and lightning speed. Now, for example, this has again been given by Freud, that whatever data is being stored in our unconscious mind, it travels more faster than our pre-conscious and conscious mind does. I don't know how true this is. And over here, I don't think I think I have said Zanek to upload a folder. If not, let me know. There is a link which is being criticized. Whole this slide has been criticized by other therapists, especially Carl Jung has criticized over here. So yes, Carl Jung. Yes, only Carl Jung criticized. So it's a data. So I would be giving the link, and when you need to open, it would be with your mail ID. Now, the moment you are giving a mail ID, there would be a digit, four six, either 4 or 6 digit OTP, which would be with your mail. You have to give the OTP, then only this data would be opening, because this has been done by NIHAMS, and there are certain things which are being copyrighted, so I could not put it up, because you can't copy paste, honestly. So you can go through the data, you can make a note over there, and it's wonderful data, because one of our therapists over in my area, that is Dr. Jhuma Bashak, she also presented the same paper, but not, she did not copy paste it, it was just a stat which she came up. So this is what I had to, and do remind me if this data is not being given in the study link folder. I would be sending the link separately, but that is a copyrighted link. So yes, any question till now? And before ending the class, is it possible for like to have a 2 hour class tomorrow, like either from 8 to 10 or 7 to 9, anything?
8 to 10.
8 to 10, okay. Any
Yeah,
other?
it's better, ma'am.
8
8
to
to
10
10.
class? Okay,
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
I'll
8 to 10.
8 to 10. Okay, not an issue. So I'll take 8 to 10, that is 8 to 9, and then again 9 to 10. Two different recording would be provided, so that the recordings are there. And yes, do let me know if the link is there or not, so that I'll upload it, or I'll tell Zahid to upload it. Yes, any questions till now you all can ask.
Ma'am, I had a question.
Yes,
Like
Navneet.
example, we when people dream something,
Hmm.
it even happens like you see that thing happening in real life. So is it anyways related or just a mere coincidence?
Your question was, is the real dream related to?
So the so if a person dreams of something,
Hmm,
that thing even in real life happens.
hmm.
So is it related or is just a coincidence that it's happening in the real life also?
It can happen. I won't say the fact that it don't happen. It can happen somewhere down the line, that yes, today I'm seeing that I'm securing 10 out of 10 in an exam, and literally in the exam I got 10 out of 10. It can happen again, as I said. See, if you're walking with dream, people would say that no, it can't happen, it's a sort of coincidence or something. But it has happened with most of the time with me, that if I'm seeing something, after 10 days I'm feeling that okay, it has happened, I have achieved that. So as I said, but yes, it's somewhere down the line you have to ask the narration of the client, because we have to believe the narration, we have to listen to the narration. That is the narrative therapy, where the narration is the ultimate process. And yes, narration helps a lot to identify whether the whether the dream was a coincidence or it's a manipulated dream. Like I'm feeling that I would be dreaming that I am being the Miss Universe, and yes, I'm dreaming so for the last 10 minutes, or only for 10 minutes. That is, I'm manipulating my dream. So manipulations happen in dream. So you have to take the narration of the client by doing a questioning, by doing probing, that what, how, when, open-ended, close-ended question, and you can figure it out. Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Any other questions? Anything else? Okay. Then I'll take a 2 hour class tomorrow, where I'm going to talk about the theories, that is the physiological theory and the cognitive theory and the archetypes. And yes, one book has been there, a black color book, which has been already uploaded. That is the symbols. What if a girl is seeing that I'm only pregnant, but the moment in the dream the girl is touching the stomach or the womb, nothing is there? What does that mean? Is it a delusion or a illusion? And yes, tomorrow I'm going to cover the archetypes in details. What are the archetypes? How do archetypes helps to form or to help you form as an individual or as a personality? And yes, definitely I'm going to talk about two personality disorders which occurs due to manipulating dream, that is especially the narcissistic personality clustered B and histrionic personality, again a sort of clustered B personality. So you all can get to that. And yes, before the class, within 3:30, all the PPTs would be uploaded in the drive. Today's PPT, I think it has already been uploaded by Rishabh. If not uploaded, I'll ask the team to upload it. So any question?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then tomorrow I'm going to take a 2 hours class, and next Tuesday also, if possible, I'm going to take a vote. If it's possible, I'm going to take again a 2 hours class so that you all can get a wrap up within this month, if possible, also from our side and also from your side. So there's in the next month, what 2 hour class would be there for doubt clearing, for role play as a therapist, because I thought of doing a role play so that you all can understand as a dream practitioner how you are going to ask question, which type of questions are needed so that the client is not getting triggered, and as a client, what are the questions you are going to ask. So next month definitely I'm going to do that role play, uh, because in between if I do the role play, you are not going to understand what exactly happens, what are the questions, how probing happens. Now, tomorrow, then I'm going to see you all from 8 to 10 p.m. Okay. And meanwhile, if you all are having any question, you all can ask in the group. The group is open for everyone to ask questions. And yes, I'll meet you all with from tomorrow onwards again. Any questions till now? Okay. Is it good to end the session right now?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I'll see you all tomorrow. Good night.
Good night, ma'am.
Thank
Good.
you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.